defensive unit, we feel like last year we had, we were up and downs a lot. Some games, we did our thing, we got a lot of picks and shut down some key receivers, especially in the DB room. And some days we just didn't. We feel like this year, especially I feel like this could be a defensive-led team. We have a lot of guys coming back. We have also a lot of new guys. And I mean, this is probably the first time that the coaching scheme and system for the defense has been the same as the prior year in many years. So I mean, I feel like we're very confident in how we're going to play. We can't wait to show it. I know a lot of people underestimate us, and I mean, that's great for real. We like that. Yeah.
Iron sharpens iron. You get to go against those guys every day in
Oh,
practice.
most definitely.
What's it like?
It just makes us so much better. You go against the best every day since, ever since I've been here. The DBs have been going against the best receivers in the league every year and every day. And I think that's what makes us great. We got two corners last year get drafted, one first round, the other going to the Raiders in the fourth round. And that wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for these guys we play against every day. So, I mean, you can't get much better. We see the best receivers each week throughout the weekday, not nearly the weekend. We got. I mean, we can't speak much about it, like too much about it. I mean, they're the best receivers I've seen in the Big Ten each year, and I mean, it's great. They make us so much better, especially now playing against our quarterback that we got too. That makes it so much more difficult, and that's what we need to get better. We got the best quarterback in the league, and we got some running backs in our offensive line. I mean, I could just go, from QB to lineman, running back, receivers, and I'm talking. I didn't get to Corey Dyches yet, so I mean, like, we play ballers every day, and that's gonna make us so much better.
Considering how Dante Trader is
Oh, yeah.
All-American plus, you ever thought of taking up a prospect?
Man, I've thought of it. I wouldn't be too good. I think they could only use me, to roughen up some people out there. Skill-wise, though, I wouldn't probably, be a detriment to the team.
What's it mean when people read that you're an NFL prospect? How does that affect you? People look at you differently, or scouts talking to you?
I've had a couple people look at me differently. I think the key thing is to not look at myself differently. I go in every day thinking that I still have more to prove because I truly believe I do. So, I mean, I have to keep the same mindset that way. But, I mean, of course, people are always going to, depending on if I'm doing good or if I'm doing bad, people will come and go. So, that's the game.
So you picked 25. What's the reason why?
25 was the number I was actually given when I came here. I didn't really pick it, but, I mean, it's, we the Jones Hill house. Hill, first player to really, come in, African-American player coming in so early on. And, just being able to, I feel like 25 for me was just being able to play for him, That 25 is a big number in Maryland history, I feel like, with him. And then before me was Antoine Brooks. So, me getting that number after him was, that was a rough one. But, I mean, just had to step up to the name and everything. But, yeah.
You guys in the secondary last year, I think, were the reason a lot of those games that 2-3 years ago you would have lost were games that you won.
Mm-hmm.
What's the next step then to going from being a bowl champion to being a conference champion and getting in that upper echelon of teams in this conference?
Yeah, I think, people always say it starts up front, which most definitely it does. But, me being a DB, I love the defensive back room. And I think that the biggest change will have to be for us, We can fit gaps better. We could have done all season, make the tackles we have to. And I feel like last season, there was a lot of big pass breakups and getting excited for pass breakups. I know we're DBs, we have to get excited for everything we get. Mm-hmm. But, I want turnovers, takeaways, and I want to score the ball too. So I think if we do that, then we'll be looking good.
This is Coach B. Will's second full year leading the defense. Amazing turnaround last year. What does he do? What does he bring? And things that you love about him and his coaching style?
Yeah, I mean, he's a great coach to start off with. Great coach. He has all the respect in the world. Everybody respects him. And then you could see from when he started calling the plays, the Rutgers game two years ago, how much the defense has played better, and then how much we play for him. That Rutgers game, and then we played Virginia Tech in the bowl game, and then that to now you've seen Maryland defense making strides. And I think that really shows everybody who he is as a defensive coordinator. And, if your players respect you and they play for you, you're doing a good thing. So, yeah.
And you mentioned, obviously, just the experience and just having the defensive scheme be consistent from last year to going into this year.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, new safety coach Zach Spavin's all back there. You got a chance to work with him a little bit in the spring. Yeah. But just kind of with that same, just this personnel scheme and whatnot, what does Coach Spav do to add his own flair to that back line?
Yeah, Coach Bav's been in the game for a while. He's seen a lot of, great players. He was at Oklahoma when Adrian Peterson was there. So I mean, just getting his experience and like his knowledge through the game, is just amazing. I feel like he gives another aspect of also he knows the offense really well. He was good friends with Cliff Kingsbury, and then his brother is the offensive coordinator, and I think that is very beneficial for us, especially the safety room. Now, talk about how this past year is the first year that a defensive coordinator has been at Maryland for the same year, the same scheme. But every 4 years I've been here, I've had different safeties coach. So I mean, that of course, when you first hear that, wouldn't sound too good, but really being able to learn a different thing from all four of those coaches has put me in a place that I've been very grateful for. I wouldn't know nearly as much as I would if I didn't have all four of those coaches. So yeah.
Appreciate it.
Of course.
Obviously, I asked a little earlier about Dante playing lacrosse. As far as that, like, with him playing the sport in this way, like, do you follow college? Does he play?
Oh, of course, yeah. I'm right out here. They play in the right in the shell, and yeah, I mean, I'll be out here no matter what, raining, pouring, sunny, hot, because there are all those. Because it's spring, they can get through all that. So, but I mean, I didn't really understand the sport too well, but I mean, I feel I got a good grasp of it once I kept going.
And obviously, it's a unique situation,
Well,
but do you kind of try and look at it, after spring ball, that maybe it helps the unit, getting other guys an opportunity you might not have gotten from him, playing lacrosse?
Most definitely, especially with the younger guys, they see that their game playing time in the spring, and sometimes they don't realize that we're one injury down or one something down from them having to step up. So I think the spring was a very good time for them to learn that lesson, but also like get good minutes and be able to learn the defense. So, yeah.
Beau, just Avante's the new guy stepping in there. What's he brought, and what do you see out of him so far?
Yeah, I mean, Avante is great, man. I love Avante. He's a baller. He's a baller. That's like the first thing I knew. I knew he was in my class coming out of high school, like #1 safety. And when he came, I was like, okay, yeah, like. And I ain't gonna lie, I got a little nervous. I was like, oh, and I was like, nah, I ain't gonna lose my spot. But like, we compete. I know we gonna compete every day with Avante coming in, and then he also brings in, a family aspect to it. He's got a daughter. And then he's a good guy. He's just a good guy. I didn't know what to expect from him because I never met him before. What expect him coming here, but he's a good guy. Gets his work done, and then always brings also like another aspect of like joy and fun to the game, which you can't forget that. It's a work, but you gotta have some fun with it too.
Anything specific that you've worked on this offseason that you want to get better at?
Yeah, I've really worked on my angles to the ball. I've heard that that's a big thing that I need to get better at. And I feel like it is too. It's probably the reason I missed a lot of tackles last year. And so I've been working on that. I've been working on my press technique and man-to-man technique. So I mean, I'm ready to show what I've been working on.